Welcome to ESI Africa Insights. For this episode, I am speaking with Veer Ramnarain, who is the president of the South African Electrical Engineers Institute. Welcome, Veer.
Good morning, Nicolette. Good morning.
Let's start off with looking at how the energy transition is impacting revenue models of municipalities and what are the innovative solutions they can put in place.
Okay. So, Nicolette, for us to answer the question, we first need to understand what is causing this dilemma in the municipalities, where there's a decline in revenue. That, by the way, the trend has been happening for a few years right now. And there's a few reasons why municipalities are losing revenue. The one is customers that are disappointed with the quality of supply of the municipalities, in particular the impacts of load shedding, and hence want to take care of their own energy needs. The second is the need for green energy or green electrons, as I call it. And the third is the issue of increasing prices of electricity. So municipalities are losing revenue. And I've been saying for a number of years right now, why are municipalities allowing private players to play in the municipal space when it comes to the generation and distribution of energy? If you fly over cities, as an example, Nicolette, you'll agree with me, there's large amounts of rooftop space that is available. And I've been saying as well for many years that that is the most valuable real estate going forward. Why are municipalities not capitalizing on that, renting that rooftop space, and then installing their own solar PV and selling their own energy to customers? So that's a source of revenue that I see is readily available to the municipalities. Okay. The other is the skills issue. Municipalities are still, some of them still do have a large amounts of engineers or large numbers of engineers and technical resources. Are they using those resources to do network studies so that when private players want to start playing in the municipal space, the engineering can be done in-house at the municipal level at a cost?
So those are very interesting revenue models that they can pursue.
Yes.
But let's not talk about climate change and how this is impacting municipalities.
Yeah.
There are extreme weather events that are happening across the world.
Yeah.
This is going to impact them in some measurable way.
Yeah.
How do you see that playing out?
So, Nicolette, this is not unique to South Africa. Okay, we've seen it all over. The frequency of major storms throughout the world. Okay, and the impact of those major storms throughout the world as well, which having a huge impact in terms of municipalities. We as engineers are trained to manage risk and design for risk. Like historically, we've always designed for safety, human safety in our designs. We now need to start designing for climate change as part of our designs. The question I've got to ask is, are we putting enough emphasis on our designs to make sure that we mitigate climate change? And to give you a typical example, previously, we were comfortable building substations in any location where land was cheap. Now we've got to start looking at building substations in high-lying areas, even if the land is at a premium, because those are the sort of mitigating measures. Where do we lay our cables? Where do we put our transmission lines? Are we designing for high temperatures? So those are aspects, and I'm in my engagement with the universities as well, and I'm saying to them, when we are training our engineers at university level, are we training them to be climate conscious, so that in the designs, they incorporate climate change as an imperative, not as an afterthought.
I really like that term that you've put in place there, climate conscious, for an engineer. Then having a look at something else they're having to deal with, and that is the advent of digitalization and AI, machine learning, and things that you didn't have in place when you started out as an engineer.
Yes.
So the new engineers coming into the field, they're aware of that. But how do you then educate engineers that are already in the field?
Yeah, and I think that's a very interesting question that you raised, Nicolette. Remember, this digitization of the network or the world that we live in is going to take place whether we like it or not. The younger generation are going to force us in that direction. And it's for the gray beards or whatever to embrace this digitization. I know it may sound cliche when I say that leave no one behind, but as we journey along this digital transformation, we need to reskill our existing resources. Remember, the energy industry has been very labor intensive in the past. We are a huge creator of employment in countries, not just South Africa, in countries. We cannot retrench people, okay? We've got to reskill them, give them a new level of skill now so that they embrace digitization and be active participants in the digital world that we we are going into. But it's inevitable, it's going to happen, and we just got to take people along with us. Okay. Previously, I've been saying as well, we were comfortable running the power grid with artisans. We're now looking at more technologists, more engineers to run power grids because of the digital transformation that's taking place. So we cannot retrench artisans, but we can reskill them so that they become active participants. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us.
Well, thank you, Nicolette. It was nice being interviewed by ESI. Thank you.
And thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next Insights episode and have a powerful day.